Here's what nobody tells you about sales training, sales styles, and actually trying to close more deals. Once I figured this one thing out, everything in sales seemed to make a little bit more sense to me, and closing deals came much more naturally. And in 15 years of being in sales, this was one of my biggest aha moments. The one thing that nobody tells you about sales training and sales styles is that there is no right, there is no wrong, there is no better, no worse. There's what works with your personality and what works against it. And in today's video, I'm gonna teach you exactly how to find the right style of selling for your personality. Okay, so sales styles. So we're gonna be going through them first. I'm gonna give a quick overview. So we've got sort of the question-based, more neutral, think NEPQ style. We've got more of a tonality and like framing showman style. Okay, so think Jordan Belfort. We've got like a relentless closer style. All right, think Cardone. And then we've got like the inspirational storyteller, okay? And think like kind of Zig Ziglar. What do these styles look like, okay? Here's a quick clip of a friend of mine, Dana Neeson, from her final expense telesales, okay? And we're gonna be going over what she does.
Are you calling about information on final expense life insurance today?
The family protection plan for seniors.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Perfect. And are you between the ages of 50 and 85?
Yes, I am.
And for discount purposes, do you have an active checking or savings account?
All right, cool. So the defining characteristics of this style is calm, neutral, strategic questioning, okay? NEPQ type stuff. Really good, fantastic, especially for certain types of personalities. You're gonna come across disarming, consultative, and you draw the prospects kind of problems out and you draw them into you, okay? The strengths are you make the prospects feel really comfortable, right? And you're steering things subtly. When done well, it's beautiful, okay? It's very, very hard to beat when done really well. That's if you're kind of, if you're naturally very reserved, okay? Then you run the risk of disappearing. You'll need to add more energy. So what happens is like if you're kind of a meager person, I'm just gonna, I don't want to be pejorative, but that's kind of the way that it is, right? If you're someone who's not very forthright, I'll put it that way, and you use like really leaned out neutral questioning, it can make you sound like you're trying to justify your own existence all of the time. And so people don't buy from people who aren't confident. So one of the things that you risk is if you're someone who's not confident and using a style like this, it can make you significantly worse if you don't understand how to use it really, really well. Just because neutral and neutral and neutral and neutral combined equals passive, and that equals pussy, which means no one wants to buy. If you're naturally outspoken, it's gonna smooth out the edges. It's gonna make your super forthright tone a lot more neutral, which is gonna very much help you and help you close more deals. Case in point, me, when I adapted a style like this, it significantly increased my income, because instead of me going like, asking a really basic sales question, like, so why is that important to you now though? Right? I can go, so why is that important to you now though? So why is that important to you now though? Or even just adding things like possibly. So, hey, it looks like you're looking to get some help with your sales. Is that right? Hey, it looks like you're looking to possibly get some help with your sales. Is that right? So even just adding in a possibly with the same tonality, it like lessens it. But if I go, hey, it looks like you're looking for some help with your sales. Is that right? Hey, it looks like you're possibly looking for some help with your sales. Is that right? It makes it way worse if you add the possibly in that, right? Which is a sort of simplification, but there you go. Okay, so that's that one. Then you've got the tonality and the framing showman, okay? Jordan Belfort, great stuff, straight line, super like boom. It's called straight line for a reason. I think it's great for beginners. It's also good for advanced, right? It's a good selling style. There's no shade on it. Committed Coaches is a business that I work with. They do $7 million a month, and it's all straight line.
So again, I'm asking for one shot, 30 days, and believe me, you're gonna be a client for life. Sound fair enough?
Look, I have to say the numbers, but it sounds reasonable.
Perfect. So let's open up the account now, and there we go. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so the style is high energy, persuasive tonality, future pacing, right? This will happen. This is going to happen. It's very, very assumptive and very forward, okay? You come across exciting, and certainty-driven is a really important one there. You can't fake certainty-driven, okay? So the strengths, you get the prospect all like hepped up on Mountain Dew, all right? I'm gonna come at you like a spider monkey chat, right? And you get the job done fast. It's called straight line because the fastest distance between 2 points is a straight line. So it's supposed to be fast selling, all right? If you're naturally reserved, okay, it can do a good job of pulling you out of your shell, okay? Because it does kind of force you a little bit to be more outspoken, but it can be difficult. But if you are someone who's a little bit naturally meek and meager, or a little bit passive and leaned out, okay, then it can be a good way to kind of counter that a bit. But if you overdo it, you're going to seem like you're trying too hard. So it is one that kind of sits, in a bit of a nebulous zone, which fits a lot of personality styles because they're not extreme on either end. Okay, the Grant Cardone smash style, okay, which I think is a lot of fun. I've done it a lot myself. It's high pressure, persistent action first, right? You know what I mean? There's a great clip of Grant selling a 30K program. He absolutely smashes it.
Yeah, well, let me explain to you that it's not $1,500 a month. It's $36,000.
Is that yourself?
Plus the $4,000 startup fee, which means it's $40,000. I need you to think about a $40,000 decision, not a $1,500 a month decision.
Okay, so you're going to come across as relentless, bold, unafraid, all that kind of good stuff. It is a certainty-driven, boom, 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 smash. My level of internal conviction and confidence will be the thing that gets you over the line, right? Does have a natural tendency to oversell, okay? So which can lead to higher refund rates, etc. But them's the breaks, okay? If you are someone who is really outspoken, you become a bulldozer, right? So you end up sort of absolutely relentlessly smashing people, and you will get a lot of refund requests. If you're someone who's a little bit more reserved, this is a really good counter. You know what I mean? Because your tonality is a little bit more reserved and leaned out, but everything that you're saying is very forthright, and so it can be a good smoothener. All right, the inspirational storyteller. Think Zig Ziglar. Okay, I'm not sure if you've ever seen Zig Ziglar sell, but here's a clip of him doing his wizardry.
Reduce stress, and incidentally, the same process that reduces stress is exactly the same process that will enable you to have a long-term balanced career.
All right, cool. So he is just straight up charisma. He's risen a bottle, ladies and gentlemen. He is someone who can sell ice to an Eskimo. He is what people think of when they think of a really good sales rep. That is what they're thinking. He seems trustworthy. He's positive. He builds really good rapport, and people just like him, right? It is a great sales style. It's charismatic selling, and if you don't have charisma, it's a very difficult thing to fake, okay? So if you're someone who's naturally reserved and you can adapt and start to use this, it will make you sell better for sure, even if it's not the way that you sell, but it will really help out because it will give you a bit more conviction, a bit more charisma, build a bit more, more presence to yourself. And if you're someone who sells and you're really forthright, the stories can make you help people emotionally open up, okay? So, personality types, the commander, direct, results, okay? Just smashes. The risks are that you're aggressive and dismissive, so that's the risks. There's pros and cons to everything. If you're someone who's super dominant, use a more consultative or question-based neutral selling, all right? The social persuader, someone who's enthusiastic, outgoing, people-oriented, someone who's just like got the natural salesperson. You could call it that way, right? Good thing is you build a lot of rapport, you keep conversations going, great long-term follow-up, good for B2B, stuff like that. This is not going to be a super good high-ticket closer, just straight up. So the risks are that you may oversell, skip details, get off track, super long calls, okay? Not as long as this guy, but long calls, okay? If you add more of a structure and more of a straight line, it's gonna do well for you. Okay, if you've got the supporter, this is someone who's like just super empathetic, okay? It's me. When you guys think of empathy, I'm sure you did picture me, right? The problem is with like the really empathetic guys is that like they go just too deep in the weeds, way too deep in the weeds. So in order to keep it a little bit more, on track, it can be good to use something a bit more forthright, okay? And then we've got the analyst, which is someone who's super detail oriented, right? And, sort of like the selling autist, if you will, okay? So how do you put them together? Pros, cons, what do they actually mean, okay? This is something that has helped me tremendously in sales by understanding this. And on my coaching calls that I do in the membership, which you can check out down below, $49 for all, tons and tons of extra content. Or if you want to pay $149, you get a whole bunch of sales training coaching calls every week. We're adding about 25 more coaches, so good to go. Check it out if you want to. Link in the description, as they say. So the personality, the commander, the natural tone is forthright and direct. The issues you face, too direct, combative, okay, high refund rates, no follow-up. You're just burning leads, right? It's the bridges that you burn. Natural upside, leads and you're tenacious. You're absolutely tenacious, okay? What style do you need to counter the negative effects and enhance the positive effects of your personality? You need NEPQ type selling, question-based, neutral. You need to neutral yourself out a little bit. That's what's going to make you better because you've got this super forthright, okay, which is fantastic. However, it leads to things in sales that can be negative. And so if you can find a sales style that balances you out well, that's going to get you the most amount of sales. If you're that natural persuader person, you're high energy, enthusiastic, you have long calls, you go down rabbit holes, and you get lots of think about it objections, okay? But you're good at rapport building and you have good follow-up. More neutral word choice with an increased adherence to a script will prevent the long rabbit holes and the long calls, okay? So I think either a straight line, okay, or like a straight line type scripting with NEPQ neutrality would be great for you, all right? Then you've got the supporter, empathetic and curious, but you get people to overthink and your conversations are way too long and you can't challenge them. So you should go Cardone smash, okay? Because you don't have it in you to really smash like Cardone, but that's a good thing, okay? So the nurturing and supportive tone that you give countered by a more aggressive communication style is a very good combination. Then you've got the analyst, okay? Pragmatic. You need to fake a non-autistic personality. So you've got to do like storytelling, okay? You have to add in elements of storytelling and add in elements of that more charismatic Zig Ziglar buying style, okay? Selling style, because that's what's going to help get you those emotional buyers over the line. And there's more emotional buyers than non-emotional buyers, okay? So this is the blueprint that I've sort of used myself. I sell in a whole bunch of different styles, and none of them are right, none of them are wrong. None of them are really better or worse. It's more contextual than that. And this is how, I've figured out how to help people figure out what's right for them. I don't sell any of these, so I don't really have a dog in the fight. But yeah, I hope that was helpful because it was tremendously helpful for me. If you guys like this kind of content, make sure you like and subscribe. Share this with a friend. Help this get out there so people stop buying the wrong sales course. Hey guys, what's up? Matt here. And I've noticed that a lot of you are not subscribed. So what I want you to do is go over and hit the little subscription. It really helps the channel out. And if you like the kind of content that I do and you're like, hey, how can I get similar content but pay for it? Then I have a membership. You can go over and join that at any stage that you want. It's like $49 a month up to about $200 a month. And we do like live Q&As. We have a coaching call nearly every single day. And there's like well over 100 videos. And I upload like sort of private trainings and stuff that I do all the time. So if you want to check that out, go for it. Sign up through YouTube, cancel anytime, all that kind of good stuff. Yeah, bye.